Hi, it's Sunday the 6th of April. It's the end of week 14, which covers the 30th of March to the 5th of April. So let's go into the summary. So I did a total of $319.91. Selling costs were $47.69, leaving $272.22 before tax and postage. That was a total of 10 items with an average sales price of $31.99. Okay, so I had this Pitman Shorthand New Course Isaac Pitman 1983 hardcover small book. That one, oh gosh, I'd bought that ages ago. That was one that I thought I'd turn into a little notebook when I was doing the bound notebooks. So I've had that for a few years. It's one that I, had in the tub when I did my my decluttering video, and a few days just spent going through stuff and working out what to get rid of and what to list. So that one was sitting in a tub, and I decided to photograph it and list it. So that has sold relatively quickly. Next was this lot of little golden books. I think I said in another video that I've got heaps of little golden books because I bought a heap when I was doing the notebooks, and also I collect them, and so sometimes I'll find an older version of one or one that's in better condition, so then I've got duplicates. So I listed these up not that long ago actually. I did send an offer out, so my actual total with postage was $35.95. So I can't do the math. It was like probably 10% or something offer on that one. Next lot was the Woolworths bricks pack. Again, I found these when I was doing my room tidy up. I thought about just putting them in my giveaway pile, and then I thought, oh, I'll just pop them online, do a listing and see if they sell, and they did. It's free to me because it was, those giveaways that Woolies do with your shopping. Next one was this willow tree, what's it called? With Affection Angel Cat figurine. That was given to me by my in-laws recently. They've done some culling of some of their stuff because they've downsized. So they gave that to me. I did send an offer out on that. So the actual sales cost with the postage came to $33.40. And that one's gone out. Next was this Silver 7 by Rita Ritchie vintage hardcover novel. That was in pretty average condition actually. Another one that I'd bought to turn into a notebook was in that, one of those tubs that I cleaned out. So I listed that, and that sold, for $29.95. These Darwin sketchbooks. Again, these were books that I'd bought to, probably for junk journals or to turn them into notebooks. I have had them listed for a while. I decided a while back not to cut them up and to list them. And so, they've been listed. I didn't take a note, but they have been listed for quite a while. And they sold for $29.95, including postage. Next was this Lemony Snicket All the Wrong Questions bundle. Those were I bought them for my kids. I would have picked them up at op shops. A lot of my kids' books I get at op shops. So I don't actually know how much I paid for those. Probably no more than $2 per book. But I did sell that on a promoted listing, I've noted. I think I had 2 items that sold from promoted listings. So $49.95 including post. Then I've sold Food is the Solution, a hardcover, cookbook. That sold for $25.95, including the post. Another cookbook, Bread Alone, that sold for $32.95, including postage. I think I've had that one. Have I had that one up for a while? Or I think I took photos of it and then somehow I didn't end up listing it, but I think I've only just recently ended up getting around to putting that up, so I'm pretty sure that hasn't been up for very long. And then The last one was this Pookie Puts the World Right vintage children's book. That sold for $29.95 free post. I found that one at an op shop for $2. It hasn't been up for long either. I've actually got a set, well, not a set, I've got 4 or 5 of these Pookie books, and yeah, they can go for quite a lot. This one unfortunately had the kid's name or someone's name written on the cover. So I was a bit wondering whether it would sell, you know, for the asking price I had on it, but it did. So yeah, someone wanted that. So yeah, that's the week's sales. As per last week, because I'm on the Band 5 postage promotion, which I think ends in a week or 15th or 16th of April, I've been trying to send out, you know, offers at 15 to 20%. So I've still been doing that. You know, everything that's watched, I sent out an offer. This morning I sent an offer out at, I think, 10 or 15% on some vintage pillowcases I had listing, 2 different listings. The person contacted me and said, thanks for the offer, would you do combined postage? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I, you know, combine postage on, you know, multi orders. So yeah, so I've already sold a couple. Well, actually I had sold those 2 this morning, and then also another book has sold. So already starting off the week with a couple sales. So that's good. So just in my other stats, I haven't, you know, I haven't been selling anything on Etsy or Redbubble or anything like that. I haven't even got around to doing any Perkle listings. I did start a temp assignment on Tuesday. I'm working 9 to 5 and I've been so tired. You know, I think whenever you start a new job and you've got to use your brain a bit more, or use it again after having 7 weeks off, I think I've been out of work. Yes, I've been absolutely exhausted. So I've done pretty much nothing. I've only done 22 competitions. Also, I haven't done any competitions for the last 4 days. Yeah, just been way too tired. So yeah, nothing much there. I am still chasing, as I said last week, still chasing one of the gift cards, the $50 one. I've been in touch with Coles, Sunrise, and the promotion people that I emailed finally got back to me. So I think I've got every man and his dog now. Coles and Sunrise trying to follow that up. I feel like, oh, it's only $50, but you know, it shouldn't be so hard just to get a prize. I am still chasing up the $100 for the focus group. I left a negative review for them on Google reviews or whatever, wherever it was, I left a review. Yes, I'm turning into one of those people as I get older that complains. Like, if you do me wrong, you'll get a bad review. So I left a review saying, look, you know, disappointing, haven't been paid, wouldn't sign up for one of their surveys again. And then they have replied to that review saying, oh, we haven't had any emails from you, you know, it can take a few days for us to process your stuff, and they gave an email address for me to get in contact with them. So I just forwarded my email to that email address. So I'm waiting. That was only yesterday I think I did that. So yeah, waiting on to see what they reply to that. But I was thinking, well, I find it hard to believe that you didn't get my emails, because I emailed the person personally that I had back and forth with to book me in, that sent me the link for the Teams meeting, and you know, she had no problems with her emails when she was booking me in. And then the other email address I got off their website to email, their generic contact email. So anyway, we'll see how we go, see if I end up getting paid for that, but it hasn't come through yet. I did transfer over, so I got that $500 gift card. Last week I transferred over my full grocery budget, which was $375, so I still had $125 to transfer. Yeah, $125 to transfer over, so I've done that this week. So my total of my savings goal is now $1,918.44. So my goal is $14,000. So that means I've still got $12,081.56. I'm sitting at 13.7% of my goal. I should be at 26%. I think with the money that I'm waiting on being paid out from, because a lot of those sales that I just spoke about, a lot of them came in the last couple of days. So I think once I get those in and transfer over the money, I should reach $2,000 next week. I'm hoping. The way I break down, like when I sell something, I should just bring up my spreadsheet so I can get this right. So I break down, I put 30% away for tax. You know, in day to day in my 9 to 5, I'm on, you know, I've been on 80K a year, so I'm in a, you know, that I've got quite a good salary through there. So I, you know, put a bit of tax away. Last year I actually had to pay tax, even though I got extra tax out of my pay through my permanent job or my contract. I was getting extra tax taken out, and then I was putting 30% away from my eBay sales, and yet I still somehow managed to have to pay a bit of tax. I don't know how that worked. So anyway, I put away 30% tax. I put away 40% for postage, you know, to cover the postage costs and having to buy packaging. I only put away 5% to repurchase stuff. That may not be enough, some people may think. And then I do 25% back in my pocket. So out of all those sales, yeah, only 25% of that each, you know, of that each sale will be going into my mission tuition. Yeah, so that's just how I work it. Others, yeah, may pay themselves more, or I don't know, but that's just the way I do it. So that's why it may seem that maybe my savings are not going up enough. It's because I'm only taking a 25% out of it. I think because also, you know, I'm on that band, usually, like I'm back down to, well, I'm on band 5 currently because of the promotion, but I've been back on only band 1. So my postage costs are, you know, pretty much full price. It's only a very little discount on band 1. So I do have a lot of postage fees. So that is my week 14 summary. Not, you know, good, some nice little sales. But yeah, nothing too like full on, but I've been pretty happy that sales have been trickling in. Yeah, while I'm on that band 5 discount, so I can, you know, get a little bit extra on that postage. I did do a video yesterday because eBay and Australia Post are launching, well, Australia Post are bringing out an extra small flat rate padded option. And it's going to be launched through eBay first. So I did a video on the size of the satchels because I got them delivered. You can't actually buy anything at that rate yet until 30th of April, but I did a video on them, and I was talking about how I didn't like the packaging, and I thought it was like a paper thing filled with, like, it was like bubble wrap lined with paper, or paper lined with bubble wrap. I'm not sure I said that the right way, but I actually cut them up yesterday. I should have just read the listing, because the listing says it's recyclable material and that you can put it in your curbside waste, so it's obviously fully recyclable. So in that case, it hasn't got plastic in it, but I did actually cut one open because I thought, what is in there? So yeah, very noisy. So that's the outer layer, or the split it open. You got the outer. That's what the inside looks like. It's that honeycomb paper. Yeah, and so because you can recycle it curbside, that would mean it's not waterproof. I was hoping that there might be like a plasticky kind of layer on this bit when I cut it open, but it's not. So I'm not really a fan of packaging that's not waterproof, like particularly because I, you know, probably sell more books than anything. So I feel like if I use these, I'm still going to have to buy some like cello bags or something to put the books in to give them that waterproofing. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to love these. I hope they bring out the option like the small, you know, the other satchels that do have the plastic, even though it's not environmentally friendly. I do prefer packaging that can be waterproof. So yeah, that's that. Right, thanks for watching. That's the end of week 14, and yeah, see you next week for week 15. Bye.